Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, December 4th, 2023. Big show today. College football, NFL, college basketball, NBA, NHL, soccer, golf. We'll recap Wednesday night's episode of Survivor, news and notes, and best bet. College football is where we'll begin. We will go over the results from championship weekend. And we'll talk more about the college football playoff stuff later in the week. But we'll talk about the rankings today. All right, so Conference USA title game, number 24, Liberty over New Mexico State, 49-35. Number 3, Washington upsets number 5, Oregon, 34-31. Saturday, Big 12. Number 7, Texas over number 18, Oklahoma State, 49-21. MAC title game, Miami of Ohio beats Toledo, 23-14. Mountain West, Boise beats UNLV, 44-20. SEC, number 8, Alabama beats number 1, Georgia, 27-24. AAC, SMU beats number 22, Tulane, 26-14. Sunbelt, Troy beats App State, 49-23. And Big 10, number 2, Michigan beats number 16, Iowa, 26-0. ACC, number 4, Florida State beats number 14, Louisville, 16-6. So, the college football playoff final rankings. All right, so 1 through 4, Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama. That is your final 4. 5, Florida State. 6, Georgia. 7, Ohio State. 8, Oregon. 9, Missouri. 10, Penn State. 11, Ole Miss. 12, Oklahoma. 13, LSU. 14, Arizona. 15, Louisville. 16, Notre Dame. 17, Iowa. 18, NC State. 19, Oregon State. 20, Oklahoma State. 21, Tennessee. 22, Clemson. 23, Liberty. 24, SMU. 25, Kansas State. So that is your final college football playoff rankings. We'll get into more of the bowls and whatnot on a different show. We'll move on to NFL now. We'll go over Sunday slate and look ahead to tonight. Chargers beat the Patriots 6-0 in an ugly game. Cards upset the Steelers 24-10. Colts beat the Titans 31-28 in overtime. Texans beat the Broncos 22-17. Lions beat the Saints 33-28. Falcons beat the Jets 13-8. Dolphins beat the Commanders 45-15. Bucks beat the Panthers 21-18. 49ers beat the Eagles 42-19. Rams beat the Browns 36-19. And the Packers beat the Chiefs 27-19. All right, tonight, 8 o'clock on ABC and ESPN, Bengals, Jaguars, Joe Buck, and Troy Aikman on the call. My projected line here is Jaguars 15.5, total 42, and 920. It's obviously no Joe Burrow. And on the other side, no Cam Robinson for Jacksonville. He's out for the rest of the regular season, which is not good for them. And the Jags are giving 9.5 totals 39.5. I gave this out in Fab 5. I'm going to keep it. I'm laying the 9.5 with Jacksonville. I just don't see the Jaguars being in a game with Jake Browning at quarterback. So I'm going to lay the 9.5 points with the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. And they'll win this game by double digits despite not having Cam Robinson. Okay, college basketball. We have a lot to go over from the weekend. And we will look ahead to Monday. All All right, so Friday, Queens beats Carolina Christian 31-34-69. St. Thomas beats Western Michigan 66-51. Army beats Sunny Martimine 74-39. Charleston beats Liberty 76-67. Number 6 Houston beats Xavier 66-60. UNC Asheville beats Johnson, Tennessee 97-51. Indiana beats Maryland 65-53. UNC Greensboro beats William Peace 88-56. Georgia beats Mercer 80-69. Siena beats Rider 67-65. St. Peter's beats Niagara 72-67. Manhattan beats Mount St. Mary 75-74 in OT. Iona beats Fairfield 78-67. Canisius beats Quinnipiac 93-73. Eastern Michigan beats Lake Superior 68-53. South Carolina beats George Washington 89-67. Bryant beats Brown 69-66. Norfolk State beats VCU 63-60. Bethune beats Incarnate Word 96-82. St. John's beats West Virginia 79-73. Little Rock beats Arkansas 77-66. Southern Miss beats UAB 85-82. South Dakota State beats Towson 61-48. LSU beats Southeast Louisiana 73-66. Troy beats SIUE 83-60. Iowa State beats DePaul 99-80. Northwestern upsets number 1 Purdue 92-88 in overtime. Number 5 Kansas beats number 4 UConn 69-65. Number 19 BYU beats Fresno State 85-56. Fullerton beats North Dakota 64-54. Portland beats Wyoming 81-70. San Diego State beats UC San Diego 63-62. Boise beats St. Mary's 63-60. Hampton, Maryland Eastern postponed. All right, Saturday. Number 8 Miami beats Notre Dame 62-49. Virginia beats Syracuse 84-62. Bucknell beats Penn State 76-67. Northern Kentucky beats IUPUI 71-55. Wisconsin upsets number 3 Marquette 75-64. Kennesaw State beats Georgia State 88-77. Central Con beats Holy Cross 78-67. UMBC beats Lehigh 92-87. UMass beats South Florida 66-56. Presbyterian beats VMI 75-71. Number 17 North Carolina beats Florida State 78-70. Drexel beats number 18 Villanova 57-55. North Texas beats Miss Valley State 79-48. Evansville beats Northern Iowa 91-89 in OT. Belmont beats Valpo 77-68. Indiana State beats Bradley 85-77. Cornell beats Lafayette 79-71. Campbell beats Southern Virginia 87-56. St. Fran PA beats American 75-73. Ball State beats Bellarmine 67-58. Youngstown beats Robert Morris 71-57. Ohio beats Delaware 74-73. Princeton beats Furman 70-69. Kansas State beats North Alabama 75-74 in OT. High Point beats North Florida 86-79. Ole Miss beats Memphis 80-77. Northeastern beats Old Dominion 81-68. Citadel beats NCAT 85-68. BU beats Sacred Heart 70-49. Dayton beats Grambling 76-46. St. Bond beats Buffalo 80-65. Binghamton beats Stonehill 79-64. Georgia Tech beats number 7 Duke 72-68. Number 2 Arizona beats Colgate 82-55. Montana beats San Jose State 75-58. Jacksonville beats Georgia Southern 81-79. Denver beats Colorado College 90-66. SC Upstate beats NC Central 85-82. Davidson beats Wright State 82-73. Cleveland State beats Detroit 69-58. Purdue Fort Wayne beats Oakland 98-77. Eastern Illinois beats UHSP 112-50. La Tech beats Nichols 68-55. McNeese beats Tennessee Martin 91-80. Southern Illinois beats St. Louis 101-62. Wagner beats Stony Brook 60-59. Fairleigh Dickinson beats NJIT 71-68. Oregon beats Michigan 86-83 at OT. UNC Wilmington beats number 12 Kentucky 80-73. Number 24 Illinois beats Rutgers 76-58. NC State beats BC 84-78 in OT. Drake beats Missouri State 74-57. Winthrop beats Coastal Carolina 90-87. Northern Colorado beats Cal State Northridge 75-71. Bowling Green beats Southern Indiana 54-52. Loyola Chicago beats Harvard 75-53. UCF beats Lipscomb 72-57. Northern Arizona beats Pacific 78-58. LaSalle beats Penn 93-92 in OT. Vandy beats Alabama A&M 78-59. Delaware State beats Loyola Maryland 79-73 OT. Rice beats Houston Christian 65-56. Idaho beats Cal Poly 85-70. Wazoo beats Portland State 71-61. Charleston State beats Texas Rio Grande 77-75. Charleston Southern beats SC State 66-64. TCU beats Georgetown 84-83. Number 9 Baylor beats Northwestern State 91-40. Number 13 FAU beats Charleston 90-74. Richmond beats William & Mary 88-69. FIU beats LIU 74-59. Stephen F. Austin beats Abilene Christian 79-74 in OT. Seattle beats Southern Utah 73-63. Number 20 Colorado State beats Washington 86-81. Tennessee State beats Austin Peay 69-65. Long Beach State beats Sacramento 83-73. Green Bay beats Milwaukee 70-58. Vermont beats Yale 66-65. Gardner-Webb beats Western Carolina 82-77. Merrimack beats UMass Lowell 74-68. Miami of Ohio beats Marshall 79-74. Cal beats Santa Clara 84-69. George Mason beats Toledo 86-77. St. Joe's beats Temple 74-65. Wofford beats Middle Tennessee 74-64 in OT. Providence beats Rhode Island 84-69. Earl Roberts beats Tulsa 79-70. Idaho State beats Lindenwood 76-70. Albany beats Dartmouth 73-68. Grand Canyon beats Texas Arlington 76-69. New Mexico beats New Mexico State 106-62. Utah State beats UC Irvine 79-69. Utah Tech beats Utah Valley 67-53. Number 11 Gonzaga beats USC 83-76. And Nevada beats Loyola Marymount 73-59. Sunday, Maine beats Brown 60-49. New Hampshire beats Columbia 80-71. Number 22 James Madison beats Keystone 130-59. Mount St. Mary's beats Siena 80-48. St. Peter's beats Canisius 54-52. Cincy beats Florida Gulf Coast 99-62. Tulane beats Fordham 89-81. App State beats Auburn 69-64. Navy beats Coppin State 75-52. Longwood beats Morgan State 88-54. Clemson beats Pitt 79-70. Chicago State beats Stetson 77-54. South Dakota beats Western Illinois 70-68. Quinnipiac beats Niagara 75-68 in OT. Marist beats Manhattan 70-56. Fairfield beats Rider 88-81. Radford beats Lund 82-72. Hampton beats Volnesburg 121-66. Illinois State beats Murray State 76-72. Arizona State beats San Fran 72-61. East Tennessee State beats Jacksonville State 61-59. SMU beats A&M Commerce 90-47. Missouri beats Wichita State 82-72. Number 15 Creighton beats Nebraska 89-60. Southern upsets number 20 Mississippi State 60-59. Southeast Missouri State beats Missouri Baptist 84-56. Virginia Tech beats Louisville 75-68. Alabama State beats Mississippi University 80-60. Tennessee Tech beats Alice Lloyd 108-82. Air Force beats Portland 80-58. Warren State beats Chattanooga 87-80. Sanford beats LaGrange 128-82. Western Kentucky beats Eastern Kentucky 79-69. Fullerton beats Stanton 102-52. Colorado beats Pepperdine 91-66. Sam Houston beats Lamar 90-70. Ohio State beats Minnesota 84-74. Stanford beats San Diego 88-64. UC Riverside beats North Dakota 68-62. And Hawaii beats Central Arkansas 95-76. Now we look ahead to today's small window. 11 a.m. Boyce Bellarmine skip. 4 o'clock Maryland Eastern Carolina. My line for this game is East Carolina by 20.5. And it is 15.5 and 146.5. I'll lay the points. 7 o'clock Big Ten Emmerich, Iowa. Number 1 Purdue. I have Purdue by 13. It's 12.5, 163.5 on there. We can skip St. Andrews Coastal and Middle Georgia State. 8 o'clock SEC Network. Arkansas State number 23. Alabama by 22. It's 24.5 and 164.5. I'll take Arkansas State plus the points. San Jose State, North Dakota State. My line's North Dakota State by 4, and it's 2.5, 137.5 over. Furman, Arkansas. My line's Arkansas 12 and 3/4 total. Oh, wait, we didn't do totals. Never mind. And it's 11.5 and 158.5. Under. Don't feel good about it though. Western New Mexico, UTEP. We can skip. And at 10 o'clock, Cal Poly, Oregon State on the Pac-12 Network. My line's Oregon State by 16. And it's 13.5 and 132.5. I'll lay the points with Oregon State. Okay, now we'll move on to the NBA. We'll go over the weekend results, and then we have the in-season tournament semifinals going on tonight. So we're excited for that. At least we have 2, and then we have another 2 tomorrow. All right, so Friday results. Magic over the Wizards 130-125. Celtics over the Sixers 125-119. Grizzlies over the Mavs 108-94. Knicks over the Raptors 119-106. Pelicans over the Spurs 121-106. And the Nuggets over the Suns 119-111. Saturday, Clippers over the Warriors 113-112. T-Wolves over the Hornets 123-117. Nets over the Magic 129-101. Cavs over the Pistons 110-101. Pacers over the Heat 144-129. Bulls over the Pelicans 124-118. Bucks over the Hawks 132-121. Thunder over the Mavs 126-120. Suns over the Grizzlies 116-109. Jazz over the Blazers 118-113 OT. Kings over the Nuggets 123-117. And the Lakers over the Rockets 107-97. All right, today 7:30 TNT Celtics Pacers from Indy. No Porzingis for Boston, which is a huge blow. My line is the Pacers only by 3/4. Total 239 and 2/5. And it's 5.5 and 242. I'm taking the Pacers plus the points, and I want to take plus 188 outright to fade my Celtics ticket. So, and I made Celtics to win the in-season tournament ticket. So, Pacers plus 5.5. I'm certainly going to be on tonight to fade that. And I'm willing to do plus 188 as well because of the Porzingis injury. I think Miles Turner is going to have a big game. And at 10 o'clock on TNT, Pelicans-Kings. Mine's the Kings by 5.25, total 230. And the fifth, and at 3.5 and 237.5. I like the under. I understand the Kings don't play a lot of defense, but you think they're going to be trying hard at the end of the game, playing defense and whatnot, because it's an in-season tournament game. So I'm going to take the under in that spot. Okay, now move on to the NHL. We'll go over the results from the weekend, and we'll look ahead to tonight. Friday, Sharks over the Devils 6-3, Jackets over the Sens 4-2. Saturday, Stars over the Lightning 8-1, Jets over the Blackhawks 3-1, Isles over the Panthers 4-3, Rangers over the Preds 4-3, Bruins over the Leafs 4-3 OT, Red Wings over the Habs 5-4 OT, Sens over the Kraken 2-0, Flyers over the Pens 4-3 shootout, Canes over the Sabres 6-2, Coyotes over the Blues 4-1, Canucks over the Flames 4-3, Golden Knights over the Caps 4-1, Ducks over the Avs 4-3 shootout. And then Sunday, Wild over the Blackhawks 4-1, Rangers over the Sharks 6-5, Bruins over the Blue Jackets 3-1, Preds over the Sabres 2-1, and the Kings over the Avs 4-1. 6 games tonight in hockey. 7 o'clock, you have the Stars and the Lightning. Each team is minus 110, over under 6.5, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Stars plus 1.5 is minus 260, Lightning minus 1.5 is plus 210. Tough one. I'm going to pick the Stars straight up minus 110 to pick them. Pens Flyers. Pens minus 128, Flyers plus 106, over under 6.5, overs even money, unders minus 122. Pens minus 1.5 is plus 180, Flyers plus 1.5 is minus 220. That's a hard one. I like the over. 7:30, Kraken Habs. Kraken minus 152, Habs plus 126, over under 6.5, minus 110 each way. Kraken minus 1.5 is plus 160, Habs plus 1.5 is minus 194. Over. Canes Jets, that's a decent game. Canes minus 125, Jets plus 104, over under 8.5 or 6.5. What am I saying? Over even money, under minus 122. Canes minus 1.5 is plus 199, Jets plus 1.5 is minus 240. I'm going over on that one as well. 9 o'clock, Caps Coyotes. Coyotes minus 125, Caps plus 105, over under 5.5, overs minus 140, unders plus 112. Caps plus 1.5 is minus 245, Coyotes minus 1.5 is plus 198. I'm going to go with the Capitals straight up plus 105. That's my underdog of the day. And then 10 o'clock, Blues Golden Knights. Golden Knights minus 200, Blues plus 164, over under 6.5, overs plus 106, unders minus 130. Blues plus 1.5 is minus 144, Vegas minus 1.5 is plus 120. I like the over in that game at plus money. Now move on to soccer. We'll go over all the notable results from the weekend and look ahead to everything going on today. All right, so we'll start the Premier League. Saturday, Arsenal over Wolves 2-1, Brentford over Luton 3-1, Burnley over Sheffield United 5-1, Everton over Nottingham Forest 1-0, Newcastle over Man United 1-0. Sunday, Bournemouth Aston Villa 2-2 draw, Chelsea over Brighton 3-2, Liverpool over Fulham 4-3, West Ham Crystal Palace 1-1 draw, Man City Tottenham 3-3 draw. All right, the MLS semifinals. Columbus upset Cincinnati 3-2 in additional extra time, and LAFC over Houston 2-0. So we get Columbus LAFC on Saturday. So that is pretty darn exciting. All right, Liga MX over the weekend. Saturday, America over Leon 2-0, and America advances 4-2 on aggregate. And Atlético San Luis over Monterrey 2-1 on aggregate, but the game was a 1-1 draw. Sunday, UNAM over Guadalajara 3-0, and they advance 3-1 on aggregate, and Tigres over Puebla 3-0 as they advance 5-2 on aggregate. German Bundesliga. Friday, Cologne over Darmstadt 1-0. Saturday, Bayern Union Berlin was postponed. Gladbach over Hoffenheim 2-1. RB Leipzig over Heidenheim 2-1. Bochum over Wolfsburg 3-1. Stuttgart over Bremen 2-0. Sunday, Freiburg over Mainz 1-0. Leverkusen Dortmund 1-1 draw. And Augsburg over Frankfurt 2-1. La Liga. Friday, Las Palmas over Getafe 2-0. Saturday, Girona over Valencia 2-1. Athletic over Rayo 4-0. Real Madrid over Granada 2-0. And Osasuna Real Sociedad 1-1 draw. Sunday, Mallorca Alaves 0-0 draw. Almeria Betis 0-0 draw. Sevilla Villarreal 1-1 draw. And Barcelona over Atletico 1-0. One game today, 3 o'clock, Celta Vigo and Cadiz. Two of the bottom feeders of the league. Celta Vigo minus 210, Cadiz is 6-1. The draw is 3-1. I'm gonna go with the draw here at 3-1. Serie A. Juventus over Monza 2-1 on Friday. Saturday, Genoa Empoli 1-1 draw. Lazio over Cagliari 1-0. Milan over Frosinone 3-1. Sunday, Lecce Bologna 1-1 draw. Fiorentina over Salernitana 3-0. Udinese Verona 3-3 draw. AS Roma over Sassuolo 2-1. And Inter Milan over Napoli 3-0. One game today, 2:45, Torino and Atalanta. Torino's in 12th. And Atalanta is in 8th. So one team is pretty much clearly better than the other. Torino plus 190, Atalanta plus 155. The draw's plus 2. I'm going to go with Atalanta on the road at plus 155. French League 1. Friday, Reims over Strasbourg 2-1. Saturday, Lens over Lyon 3-2. Nantes over Nice 1-0. Sunday, PSG over Le Havre AC 2-0. Monaco over Montpellier 2-0. Brest over Clermont-Foot 3-0. Toulouse-Lorient 1-1 draw. Lille over Metz 2-0. Marseille over Rennes 2-0. And then Dutch Eredivisie. Heerenveen over Almere City 3-0 on Friday. Saturday, PEC Zwolle over FC Volendam 5-0. Fortuna over Vitesse 3-1. RKC Waldrick Excelsior 2-2 draw. Sparta over Heracles 1-0. And then yesterday, PSV over Feyenoord 2-1. FC Twente over Go Ahead Eagles 3-1. Ajax over NEC 2-1. And FC Utrecht AZ Alkmaar 1-1 draw. All right, and then today we have AFC Champions League. So Air Force over AGMK 3-2, and then today at 11 o'clock, Mumbai City, Navbor, Al Sadd and Nasaf Quarshi, Al Fasali and Sharjah, Al Hilal and North Mazandaran, and Al Ittihad and Safan at 1 o'clock. And then we have the English FA Cup results for the second round. So Friday, Wigan over York City 1-0. Shrewsbury over Notts County 3-2. Saturday, Oxford United over Grimsby Town 2-0. Newport Barnet 1-1 draw. Gillingham over Charlton 2-0. Stevenage, Port Vale 1-1 draw. Maidstone United over Barrow 2-1. Morecambe over Wycombe 2-0. Cambridge over Fleetwood Town 4-0. And Bolton over Harrogate 5-1. Sutton United over Horsham 3-0. Peterborough over Doncaster 2-1. Blackpool Forest Green postponed. All right, and then yesterday's results. Eastleigh over Reading 2-1. Aldershot Stork put 2-2 draw. Chesterfield over Leyton Orient 1-0. And Wrexham over Yellville 3-0. And then today, 2:45, you have Wimbledon and Ramsgate. Wimbledon should win that game going away. Okay, now move on to golf. We'll go over the results for the Hero World Classic, and then we're not going to see golf for a while. Your winner of the tournament with a score of 20 under, Scotty Scheffler, coming in second with 17 under, Sepp Straka, third with 16 under, Justin Thomas, tied for fourth with 15 under, Tony Finau, and Matt Fitzpatrick, sixth with 14 under, Jordan Spieth, seventh with 12 under, Corey Morikawa, tied for eighth with 11 under, Brian Harman, Justin Rose, no tie for 10th. 10th with 9 under, Victor Hovland, 11th with 8 under, Jason Day, 12th with 7 under, Lucas Glover, tied for 13th with 6 under, Keegan Bradley, Max Homa, 15th with 5 under, Cam Young, 16th with 4 under, Sam Burns, 17th with 2 under, Ricky Fowler, 18th at even, Tiger, 19th with 2 over, Wyndham Clark, 20th with 11 over, Will Zalatoris. So Tiger avoids the basement in this. So, and in my pick was not very good either. So there you have it for the Hero World Challenge. We will not see PGA again for a while. Now move on to Survivor. This was Wednesday night's episode that I would like to recap since I didn't do it on Thursday. So, it starts off after Tribal Council, like everybody just talking, and then later on, Bruce told Keturah and Jake that he'd given Kelly his idol to avoid a potential knowledge as power being played, but told Keturah that it was a ruse to get people off his set. We had 2 different challenges, a reward and immunity. And reward is what the players grabbed the ball on their way to several obstacles and then maneuvered the ball through a table maze, and the first person to land their ball in the center won an overnight trip to the sanctuary with a turkey dinner and letters from home. So Emily won the challenge and selected Julie, Keturah, and Dean to join her. So a little girls' night, that's nice. And meanwhile, Jake grew frustrated with people giving him the runaround in the game. So he came up with Drew as a target, which led to conflict between the two. And then immunity, the players held themselves on a slanted board over water, bracing themselves with narrow handholds, and if they fell, they were out. And the last one standing won immunity. Austin beat Bruce for immunity. And then the majority of the group agreed to target Bruce over Jake, while Emily tried to convince Bruce that she was targeting Julie as well. And that she was well liked among the tribe in an effort to get Bruce not to play his idol. And at Tribal, Bruce did not play his idol, came back to bite him, and he was sent to the jury with the idol in his pocket. Really interesting with the voting. 4 votes for Bruce, 3 for Jake, and 1 for Julie. Bruce voted for Julie because that's what he was told that they were doing. Austin, D, and Drew voted for Jake. Julie flipped the Bruce with Keturah, Jake, and Emily. So, how about that? Mama J swung the vote. She voted against her Reba group. So she ended up on the right side of the vote. So Mama J with the swing vote. How about that? All right, so some superlatives. Best move of the episode. Emily convincing Bruce that Julie was the vote. But the worst move coincides with it. It's Bruce not playing his idol. Best moment. I love the ladies at the sanctuary. That was pretty cool. Worst moment. I did not like seeing Keturah having a panic attack. You don't want to see that from anybody on Survivor, let alone any show. But luckily she recovered and she's okay and she's still on the show. My winner pick, I'm changing it up. I'm going Drew. Maybe I'm overreacting to what I saw in the preview for the episode coming up. But he is really playing himself a good game. But what makes me nervous about Drew is that maybe the Jake feud gets a little heated and maybe Jake gets Reba to turn on Drew. Next out, I'm going with the ballsy pick of a blind side of Austin. He has an idol. He just won immunity. He's a strong player in this game, and I think a lot of people want to break up whatever's going on between him and D. And like I said, there could be this probably the season's version of Franny and Matt. Immunity. I think Julie's going to win immunity. Julie's in the commercials a lot for someone that they could be targeting. She was targeted last week a little bit as a decoy to throw off Bruce. But it's a lot of Julie in the preview next week, and to me it's either she's out or she's winning immunity, and sometimes they try to trick you. So I'm going to say she wins immunity. And that's why I kind of pulled her from my winner pick for at least a week. And I could see, like, Drew coming out on top a little bit. Okay, news and notes. We have a lot to get into. The winter meetings are underway in Nashville, and that's obviously the big story. But it was reported on Saturday night that the Yankees trade talks for Juan Soto stalled, and the Blue Jays had emerged as the favorites. So I think this is a throw-off for the Yankees to raise their price. They were in the same situation as with Aaron Judge last year, except they threw the Giants in as the team, although the Giants were an actual threat. They thought they had him. Don't forget, Arson Judge happened last year. So I think this is a get the Yankees to raise their price and panic. This happened to the Dodgers when they traded with the Nationals for Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. The Padres got in the mix presumptively, and what that did was make the Dodgers raise their price, and that's what I think is going to end up happening with the Yankees. And I think the Yankees will still get Soto, but I don't feel as strongly as I did when I had James on the podcast last week. The San Francisco Giants think they have the edge on Yamamoto, and other teams think they may have the lead for Yamamoto too. The Yankees want him, and I think the Yankees have to get him if they want to get Soto, because if they sign Yamamoto, that makes things easier for the Yankees to trade the other pitchers they have to get Juan Soto. So that's why Bob Nightingale said that the Yanks are in on Yamamoto. Jung-Hoo Lee to be posted, and we'll have a 30-day window to negotiate. The Padres and the Yankees are interested. He's a plug-and-play center fielder. He's like the guy on the Red Sox, Masataka Yoshida, who was promising for them last year. A trade happened last night as the Braves acquired Jarred Kelenic, Evan White, and Marco Gonzalez. And then going back to Seattle, Jackson Kowar and I forget who the other pitcher was. Oh, I just had it pulled up. Jackson Kowar and Cole Phillips. I like this deal for Atlanta. Kalenic, change of scenery guy. Marco Gonzalez, to me, isn't the same guy as he was when he was first in the big leagues. To me, he's like a back-end guy. And then Evan White, good first base prospect who I think the Braves could flip into the White Sox and a potential deal for Dylan Cease. So it was a money dump for Seattle. Seattle's trying to shake up their roster. There's rumors that they could be after Rays outfielder Randy Arozarena, which I think would be a mistake for the Rays. And other than the Braves, other teams in on Dylan Cease include the Dodgers and the Orioles. Joe Kelly back to the Dodgers. I don't recall the term. So they get one of their relievers back. Shohei Ohtani deal likely to happen this week. As he's expected to decide on next team within the week. So we'll probably see that in Nashville. So that's exciting. As the talks for Ohtani are in the final stretch as the small groups of teams to meet with him this weekend. Jim Leyland elected to the Hall of Fame. So that is awesome for Jim Leyland. The announcement was made last night on MLB Network. So that's really awesome. So NFL, Tyrod Taylor back to practice as he was designated to return off IR. We'll see what they do. Because if they win this Packers game, they're back in the mix. Derrick Henry has a concussion. Week 14 status against the Dolphins in doubt. Kenny Pickett's have ankle surgery, but the Steelers are not expected to put him on IR, as Pickett will be out multiple weeks. Mitch Trubisky expected to be the starter. I think that puts a fork in the Steelers. But then again, they're playing New England on Thursday. That is going to be an awful game on Thursday night. I suggest get Christmas shopping done instead of watching that. But yeah, that injury, not good. Derek Carr has a concussion. He was in the protocol. Jalen Hurts was evaluated for a concussion, but he came back in the game. Amari Cooper had a concussion. Minka Fitzpatrick broke his hand as he put on the cast at halftime and stayed in the game. That's pretty impressive. Ramondre sprained his ankle. He'll undergo MRI to determine how long he'll be out. They should just sit him if they want to tank. Tank Dell broke his fibula. That was awful. If you saw that scene, you just were shaking your head. And even if you didn't see it, you were shaking your head because Tank Dell was a big part of that Texans offense. And it's just very sad to see that. And then Jameis Winston took over for Carr. Chris Olave played despite being in concussion protocol. T. Higgins is playing tonight against the Jaguars. Before that ugly Jets loss against the Falcons, it was reported by Ian Rappaport that Rodgers may return and sit out. That he could be activated but not play if the Jets are out of the playoff race. There are 2 rain delays in the Steeler game. The first one was because of lightning, and then there was another lightning that hit, so that was crazy. How about this? Roger Goodell wanted the tush-push ban as the commissioner could seek permanent ban of Eagles' signature play. That's brutal. An NFL official was carted off as he suffered gruesome injury after a collision with Alvin Kamara. So the Colts went for 2, and the Titans got a pick 2, which was really cool. There's a lot of people that wanted to pass interference calls on the Packers during the Chiefs' potential game-tying drive. Well, both teams were hosed by the refs, so there's a reason the Chiefs didn't get those calls. And guess what? They probably didn't deserve to win the game either. College football, everyone was making an outcry of Florida State missing the postseason despite being undefeated in a conference that's a Power 5 league. Well, guess what? They're a different team now than they were in the start of the year. Jordan Travis is out. That injury was the nail in their coffin of their season, whether you like it or not. I said it at the time, and I proved to be correct, and Alabama belongs in the playoff, and Florida State does not. And that is case closed, baby. And no offense to Florida State, but if they were in the playoffs, they would have gotten smoked, and nobody wants to see them get smoked by Michigan. And Jordan Travis rips the committee for saying the Seminoles are a different team without him. Well, they're right, and Jordan Travis is wrong, and Jordan Travis is being a homer boy trying to support his team. A ton of quarterbacks entering the portal. Kyle McCord of Ohio State. Dylan Gabriel of Oklahoma. Texas A&M defensive tackle Walter Nolan is in there as well. Missouri coach Eli Drinkwitz refers to sign-stealing scandal after drawing Ohio State in a bowl as he trolls Michigan. Mike Norvell says, what's the point of playing games? Do you tell your players it's okay to quit if someone goes down? Well, you still play the games because what the point is, go blow them out. Do what Ohio State did in 2014. Maybe that would have gotten into the playoff. Well, the community was right, and I'm sick of Florida State, and they're crying. Like, come on. I mean, you still play the games, you still compete, because crazy things could have happened. There could have been more chaos, but if you blew out Louisville and you had a better third-string quarterback, maybe you would have gotten in. But your team is clearly not as talented as 2014 Ohio State. And 2014 Ohio State was the best team in the country, even with the third-string quarterback, because of Ezekiel Elliott, Joey Bosa, Michael Thomas, and the rest of the talent that they have. Oh, my God. And then Michael Alford of Florida State goes scorched earth after undefeated Seminoles unforgivable snub. Well, please. Like I said, I'm kind of sick of it. And then Michigan was obviously rooting for Florida State to get in, because then they would have gotten a bye to the title game, and they know that. And instead they play a team that is really putting itself together at the right time in the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I can't wait for that game. And in Florida State, they were upset for not getting in. And then Georgia head coach Kirby Smart makes a case for Georgia to make it. Frank Gore Jr. declares for the draft, the Southern Miss running back, the son of Frank Gore of the 49ers. And just coming down from John Morosi, that's why I just said, oh my God, while talking about Florida State. The Braves are among the teams still engaged with Shohei Ohtani's camp. as he just reported in an MLB Network segment. Oh my God. They don't need him. This is like the Dodgers. They do not need Ohtani. I mean, they could use him more than the Dodgers can. Because they kind of have a hole at DH. I mean, the Dodgers have a hole at DH right now, too. But they can get away with not getting Ohtani. The team that needs Ohtani is a big market team, and that's the Chicago Cubs. Come on, Cubs. Go get your man. Go get Ohtani. Back to the NFL. C.J. Stroud's success in Houston played a role in the Panthers' decision to let go of Frank Reich. I mean, of course. Because everyone in Carolina wanted C.J. and not Bryce. But Frank Reich wanted Bryce, and that's why Bryce is on the Panthers. The Panthers are eyeing Ben Johnson as its new head coach, the offensive coordinator with the Lions. Zach Ertz can sign in the next couple of hours as the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, and Eagles have shown interest. So the Eagles and the Ravens make sense because of no Mark Andrews and no Dallas Goedert. The Bills make sense because Dawson Knox is out. And then the Chiefs as a backup to Kelsey and just another option for them offensively. And then Shaq Leonard to the side today between the Cowboys and the Eagles. The Cowboys make sense because of no more Leighton Vander Esch on the season. And the Kobe Dean's out for Philly, so that's why Shaq Leonard makes sense for them. So both those teams kind of need him. NBA, James Harden says that Daryl Morey said he'd get the max as he verbally committed to him getting the max. I think Harden's lying. Because if that's true, I mean, that makes Morey look bad, but at the same time, maybe Morey said that at the time and it took it back with James Harden shitting the bed in the playoffs like he does every year. So maybe Harden is lying, or maybe Morey took it back after Harden shit the bed in the playoffs like he does every year. The Warriors have no desire to trade Klay Thompson. Again, the Warriors are living in the past with him and Draymond Green. Curry's the exception because he's Curry, but Klay's kind of washed, and Draymond's not the same player either. But again, the loyalty towards 4 championships, I understand that, but those guys aren't helping you. Ime Udoka got ejected in the Rockets-Lakers game. And then him and LeBron had double texts in the game. Bam Adebayo to miss at least 2 games. Ben Simmons out at least 2 weeks as he received an epidural injection to aid recovery from lower back injury. Please. He's a walking injury machine at this point, Ben Simmons. He can't be relied on. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets need to realize that. And then sad news over the weekend. Sandra Day O'Connor passes away at the age of 93. She was the first woman to serve on the Supreme Court. Rest in peace to her. Thoughts and prayers go out to her family, friends, and colleagues. That's just really sad news that broke over the weekend. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. Today we have options in a lot of different sports. For best bet today, though, I am going to lay a quarter unit, and I'm going to take Indiana plus 5.5 against the Celtics. This is pretty much just a hedge against my Celtics to win the in-season tournament bet. I have to do it. No Porzingis. I think Indiana could win outright, so plus 5.5 at home against the Celtics. Best bet of the day. An honorable mention to doubling down on a Fab 5 pick with the Jaguars. All right, so that's it for the show. We'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look at everything tomorrow. We have a portfolio future to give out and so much more. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.